What's good people? I am Adal Jamil here with Point Blank Music School in LA, and I want to show you guys how we can recreate Kendrick Lamar's Alright from his 2015 album To Pimp a Butterfly. Let's start with the sample that we hear at the beginning of the song. The sample can be found on a legacy sample pack called Vocal Planet by Spectronics Virtual Instruments. And with a quick internet search, you'll be able to find this sample, and if you're savvy, you can bring it into your DAW. The sample is a A-flat minor chord that we transpose the second note down a half step. So I got the sample and brought it into Sampler and brought the root note down to G sharp 2, G sharp, and A flat are arguably the same note. So now we have our first two chords of the song. And the main loop is an 8-bar pattern that repeats itself, and then we get a double hit to add some variety in this 8-bar loop. Okay, next up, let's add in the drums. The drums on this song are from a TR-808 drum kit, and I'm using samples found in Ableton. For the kick, I'm using the Kick 808-2 found in Ableton's core library. For the two snares, I'm using Snare 808 Onyx found in Ableton's Drum Essentials library. And then for the open hi-hat, we're using the hi-hat Open 808, and that's found in the core library. And they're gonna sound like this. We have a kick, snare 1, snare 2, and our open hi-hat. Our drum pattern is an 8-bar loop, so let's go ahead and put that together. Let's start with the open hi-hats on the quarter notes. We're gonna add snare 1 on the 3. Bring in snare 2. Now we got the kick. Duplicate that to 2 bars. Then bring this kick over. And mute these snares. Duplicate again. Bring the snares back in. Just gonna add in this kick over here. Up this pattern. And duplicate one more time. Next, we're going to add in the sub bass on that track. For that, I'm going to be using Future Audio Workshop's Sublab, which is one of my favorite sub bass plugins. It is just pure, nasty, just all the sub that you're ever going to want. And the preset I'm using is Pure Snappy, and it sounds like this. And here's the pattern that we're using. bass line is simple. It's pretty much just only A flat and G, and we're using a fifth to transition up an octave, and we're playing with just those 5 notes. So we go from A flat to G to D to G up an octave, down an octave, back up to the octave, then D, and then now we're up an octave on the A flat, coming back down to G, and then playing back through here. So all together, it sounds like this. The next part that we have in the song are some saxophone parts played by Terrence Martin. Since I don't have him on hand, let's see what we can do on our own. I have 2 saxophone parts here. The first one that I'm using is from Native Instruments Complete Contacts Band Pack, and we have the saxophone section here. And what we're playing is A sharp to A, or B flat to A, and then C sharp to D, going down an octave. So what we're playing is B flat to A, then going down to C sharp to D. And that repeats, and that's just going to repeat in. The next saxophone part we have, I am using some samples found in Arcade. Arcade is, a wonderful library. I'm using the Busker's Delight, and there are just so many wonderful saxophone samples in this preset alone that I had a hard time choosing, but I found a nice little section that I like. And I'm using the playable pitch feature, which allows me to transpose any sample in this pack. So I'm starting from A flat, going down to G, to make sure that these samples are going to stay in key with the samples that are already being played in the song. So if you look down here, I have my A flat, and then I have my A. So no matter what samples I trigger, they're going to play in key for me. Let's bring it in all together. And last but not least, we're going to add the final touches to the track, a E-piano. We're going to use a Wurlitzer found in Ableton under the electric piano. And the chord that we're using is an inverted C minor 6, which adds a little tension, mystery, and jazziness to the track. So here it is all together. And there you go. We just recreated Kendrick Lamar's All Right. And I have to hope you're feeling all right with that too. And it's sounding pretty nice. And we're going to come back to the track to see what effects that I used to make this sound on par with the original. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll check back with you in the next video. And if you want to go deeper to learning all things music, check out our courses at pointblankmusicschool.com. Be good, be creative, and I'll see you in the next video.